Seer1 drops bombshell. Lungu's spirit is causing PF chaos. Shocking prophecy explained. Good day, viewers. Welcome to another edition of the InspirAfrica official. I'm Nakash. It's been quite a week here, hasn't it? The rains have started, the streets are alive with that familiar energy, and yet, there's something unsettling hanging in the air over Zambian politics. Announce-led story. Today, we bring you a story that has sent shockwaves through the corridors of power and the spirit realms alike. A prophecy that connects the unburied body of a former president to the very real chaos tearing apart Zambia's opposition. Picture this. A former head of state lies frozen in a South African morgue, not for days, not for weeks, but for 5 months. His body, kept at minus temperatures in a commercial refrigerator 6 feet long, 2.5 feet wide. No dignity. No peace. No burial. While politicians fight over his legacy, a controversial Nigerian prophet makes a chilling declaration. The spirit of Edgar Lungu is not resting, and it is taking vengeance on those who abandoned him. What happens when tradition collides with political ambition? When the dead become weapons in the hands of the living? When a party tears itself apart while their founding father remains unburied, crying out from a foreign land? Can a restless spirit truly wreak havoc on the living? Is this ancient African wisdom speaking truth to power, or is it the desperate cry of a prophet seeking relevance? In the Patriotic Front Secretariat in Lusaka, fistfights have broken out. Leaders have been fired and reinstated. Court injunctions fly like confetti. Provincial chairmen lunge at each other across conference tables. And through it all, one voice echoes from South Africa. Give this man his burial, before it's too late. But what if it's already too late? What if the chaos consuming the Patriotic Front isn't just politics as usual, but something deeper, something ancestral, something that cannot be stopped by court orders or party constitutions? What price will Zambia pay for leaving one of its presidents frozen in time, denied the dignity of earth and ancestors? Factual foundation, background and timeline. The revelation came to light in late November 2025, when Prophet Andrew Ejimadu, known across southern Africa as Seer1, released a video statement that would ignite fierce debate from Lusaka to Johannesburg to Lagos. Edgar Lungu, Zambia's 6th president who served from 2015 to 2021, died on June 5, 2025, in Pretoria, South Africa. He was 68 years old. He had traveled there for medical treatment for an undisclosed illness. His death shocked Zambians, many of whom had expected him to mount a political comeback ahead of the 2026 elections. But what should have been a moment of national mourning quickly descended into political warfare. The government insisted on a state funeral at Embassy Memorial Park in Lusaka. The Patriotic Front, Lungu's longtime political home, rejected this, directing mourners to their headquarters instead. The family, led by Lungu's widow Esther and daughter Tassila, wanted control over who would preside over the funeral. June 5, 2025. Edgar Lungu dies in Pretoria. June 11, 2025. A standoff erupts. The government declares an official mourning venue. The PF sets up their own. 2 books of condolence. 2 centers of grief. The body remains in South Africa. July 2025. The North Gauteng High Court rules that the Zambian government is entitled to repatriate Lungu's body for a state funeral. The family is ordered to surrender the remains. But they don't comply. August, September, October. The body stays frozen. Rumors swirl of poisoning allegations within the family. Court battles intensify. The Patriotic Front begins to splinter. November 2025. 5 months after his death, Edgar Lungu's body remains in a Gauteng mortuary. His 68th birthday passes with him still unburied. And the Patriotic Front descends into open warfare. Fistfights at Central Committee meetings, leaders firing each other, 2 parallel conventions planned, court injunctions flying. How situation unfolded. It was against this backdrop of unprecedented chaos that Seer1, a prophet with a complicated history in Zambian politics, stepped forward with a spiritual diagnosis that many found both compelling and terrifying. Direct evidence. Extensive direct quotes. Seer1's message was delivered in his characteristic style, passionate, urgent, and deeply rooted in African spiritual tradition. Here's what he said. Joke aside, politics aside, the family of Edgar Lungu, let me tell you this. The spirit of Edgar Lungu is not happy. When you are alive, your body can be corrupted, but when you die, you will know your truth. His spirit is fighting against you. He didn't stop there. In a video that has now been viewed hundreds of thousands of times across social media platforms, the prophet continued. Edgar Lungu is not resting. His spirit is not resting. According to the African culture, when a man dies, his property can only be shared after his burial. This is a man that has died that needs to be put to bed so that he will go and join his ancestors forever. Question and answer style/natural speech. The prophet's words grew more intense as he described the conditions of Lungu's body. You abandon his body. Every blessed day that man is in cold. He is suffering in cold. He is crying in cold. He is being freezed like fish in cold. And you leave the body, you come and start fighting after his property. Everyone wants to take over from him. Then came the direct accusation that has dominated headlines. Let me say this to you. The confusion that you are witnessing in the PF, Edgar Lungu is responsible because he has not rested in peace. Analytical transition. Seer1 then made a bold connection to Zambian political history, referencing the late President Michael Sata. For example, even those of you that don't believe in culture, those of you that don't believe in what I'm saying, the spirit of Sata entered Edgar Lungu the day he was being buried at the Heroes Stadium. More direct testimony. The prophet's message to the Lungu family was both a plea and a warning. Tassila Lungu, Mama Esther Lungu, you still have an opportunity to call President HH and free yourself from this cartel that are using the body of your father and your husband to do campaign. You still have an opportunity to make peace with HH. HH is a man of soft heart. Anytime you call him, no matter how you offend him, he will answer you. Hesitations and natural speech. He addressed those fighting for control of the party directly. If you take this advice, put Lungu to rest and you see things move. If you continue keeping him in the fridge, why is he suffering in the fridge in South Africa? Why is he crying in cold in South Africa? A whole president docked at the mortuary, sucking coldness in a strange land. And you think you can come and mobilize. His spirit is against you. Final warning. Then came what many consider the most chilling part of his prophecy. The spirit of Edgar Lungu is not happy. He will soon start killing people in PF one after the other. The confusion that you are seeing in PF right now, the spirit of Edgar Lungu is involved. The confusion you are seeing is nothing. It's a warning that Lungu has given to you. The next time you start killing people in the family, killing people in PF, I'm telling you it will be a disaster. Deeper analysis. Broader meaning. Seer1's prophecy touches on something profound in African culture. The relationship between the living and the dead, and the consequences of dishonoring that sacred bond. Across the continent, burial rites are not merely ceremonies. They are spiritual transactions that determine whether the deceased can find peace and whether the living can move forward. Multiple perspectives. The reactions to Seer1's claims have been predictably divided. Political skeptics. Many in Zambian political circles dismiss Seer1 as an attention-seeking outsider. After all, this is the same Nigerian prophet who was deported from Zambia in 2016 after allegedly supporting Edgar Lungu's election campaign, only to later fall out with the PF government. Journalist Marvin Chandamberi once warned that Seer1's dream is to see a chaotic Zambia, and accused him of inciting Zambians to hate fellow Zambians as vengeance for his protracted grudge against the PF government. Spiritual believers, but others see in Seer1's words an uncomfortable truth. Traditional chiefs in Eastern Province, Lungu's home region, have independently expressed similar concerns. They vowed not to support certain PF presidential aspirants until Lungu is properly buried, citing Ngoni customs that demand the dead be honored before political ambitions are pursued. The family's silence. The Lungu family has remained largely quiet about Seer1's specific prophecy, though Esther Lungu has publicly stated her desire to bury her husband. He is my man, my hubby. I want to bury him. Different stakeholder reactions. The Patriotic Front itself is too busy fighting to respond coherently. In just the past week, Acting President Given Labinda fired party chairperson Emmanuel Mpankanta and Acting Secretary General Brenda Nyirenda. Mpankanta rejected the dismissals as illegal, null and void. The Central Committee met without Labinda, declaring his actions unconstitutional. Fistfights nearly broke out during a committee meeting as provincial chairpersons lunged at Labinda allies. Two parallel conventions are now planned, with different factions claiming legitimacy. Legal and procedural questions. The North Gauteng High Court has already ruled that the Zambian government has the right to repatriate Lungu's body. Yet 5 months later, he remains in South Africa. Why? Sources allege that accusations of poisoning are being exchanged within the family, stalling the repatriation process. But the South African Police Service says they're not aware of any formal allegations. Ambiguities and unresolved issues. Several questions haunt this story. Why hasn't the body been released despite court orders? Is someone in the family blocking it? Is it political interference? Financial disputes? Can a party that can't bury its founder hope to win an election? The PF has never held a truly competitive elective Congress in its 24-year history. Now it's attempting one while mired in unprecedented chaos. What happens if Lungu is eventually buried? Will the PF chaos magically resolve, validating Seer1's prophecy? Or will it continue, proving the problems are purely political? Larger systemic concerns. This crisis speaks to deeper fractures in Zambian politics. Ambassador Anthony Makwita, author of Lungu's official biography, Against All Odds, wrote emotionally about the situation. 5 months later, he remains frozen in a South African morgue, not by nature, but by bureaucracy. His widow, Edgar Lungu, has cried enough tears to fill the Zambezi. Some analysts note the precedent. In 2021, Kenneth Konda's family wanted him buried next to his wife, but the government insisted on Embassy Memorial Park. The state won. The same pattern is repeating, connecting to broader context. Perhaps the most disturbing element is what this says about how African nations treat their leaders after death. José Eduardo dos Santos in Angola. Various Ghanaian presidents, across the continent, the bodies of former leaders become battlegrounds for political control. The dead are rarely allowed to rest in peace. Thank you so much for watching today's edition of InspirAfrica Official. This story, of frozen bodies and restless spirits, of political chaos and ancient traditions, is far from over. I want to hear from you in the comments. Do you believe Seer1's prophecy? Can a restless spirit truly cause political turmoil? Or is this simply a convenient spiritual explanation for very human power struggles? Should the government step in and force the burial, or does the family have the right to wait? And what about the PF? Can they survive this chaos, or are we witnessing the death of a party in real time? We'll continue following this story as it develops. The convention is supposed to happen in the coming days, if it happens at all. We'll be watching to see whether Seer1's prophecy continues to play out, or whether political pragmatism finally breaks through. Until tomorrow, when we'll bring you more stories from across the continent, this is Nakash reminding you. History is not just made by the living. Sometimes, the dead have their say too. Stay inspired, Africa.